Hi, good evening, everyone. We'll start the session now. The last session, we discussed about the introduction to the software testing. So, what we discussed in the introduction to software testing, where I explained about the what is software testing, what are the advantages of software testing. These two concepts I explained. So, what is software testing? Technically, we can say it is. So, it is a process used to identify correctness, completeness, and to measure quality of developed software. Or software testing performed to ensure client business requirements in developed software. Or software testing is a combination of verification and validation also we are going to call. Then what are the advantages of the software testing? Why organization is going to maintain the separate testing team to test the software. Advantage are software testing will help to deliver reliable software to the customer. Reliable software to the customer. It will reduce maintenance cost for a project. It also reduce maintenance cost for a project. It will help to stay in business. It will help to stay in business. It will help to deliver a bug-free software to the customer. These are the advantages are there when you go for the software testing. Right. Now, next concept. Difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. What is the difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure? We'll discuss. First one is error. So what is error means? It is a human mistake which is identified in programs or source code of the application. It is a human mistake which is identified in programs or source code of the application. Example like this. Example. Logical errors. Sorry. Logical errors and syntax errors. So let us see what is the difference between logical error and syntax error. Suppose this is the actual requirement. A plus B. That means first two values where I want to go for the addition. Then I want to multiply that sum with the third value like C. This is the actual requirement where developer 1 is written like this. A star B plus C is written. Another developer is written like this. A plus B multiplied with C. Like this. Here both developers did mistakes. Both developers did mistakes. Which one we call as logical error? Which one we call as syntax error? First one we call as logical error. Second one is called syntax error. Sir, I'm new to the programming side. I didn't understand this. Now see, I understand. Logical error means whatever statement is written here, is it understandable or not? Definitely it is understandable, but wrong output it will generate. Wrong output it will generate. So that means given instruction is understandable, but generate wrong output. Generate wrong output. That is the logical error we are going to solve. Here, open bracket is given. Where is the end bracket after A or after B or after C? Your system not going to assume anything here. So the given instruction is not clear. This is what we call as syntax error. That means given instruction is not understandable. Not understandable. So this type of mistakes. Who is going to commit this kind of mistakes? Developers will commit the mistakes like this. Okay. These are errors. Programs level. Suppose this application is there. If I right click, I have the view page source. At this level, they identified any mistakes, those we are going to call. So errors we are going to call. But as a tester, you are not going to identify this kind of mistakes. Programs level or code level, we are not going to identify anything. Okay. Second one, defect. It is also called as an issue or incident or fault. It is also called as an issue, or incident, or fault. How we can define it is a deviation between expected to actual results. In AUT, AUT means here application under test. As I said earlier, once application developed, when application given to you, at this level, if you identify deviation between expected to actual results, that we are going to call defect. Let me show one defect here. In this home page, login functionality I want to test. The login functionality where I want to test. Without enter the username, without enter the password, if I click on the submit, What is our expectation? Error message should be displayed. Right. Now see, if I click on the submit, what happened here? It is saying a successful login operation. So we are expecting unsuccessful login operation. But what happened here? Successful login operation. So we got deviation or not? This is what we are going to call defect. Example. Here, what is the defect here? Application allowing user to log in without entering login credentials. Without entering login credentials. There is a defect. Such a way, can you try to find some more defects are there in this page? If you observe that, you will find there some defects, some mistakes you can identify. Try yourself, write in the chat box. So what are the defects are there here? Observe here. Feel you are the tester. So let me show you what are the defects are there. So login functionality failed. That is one defect. Date is incorrect. Second defect. Third one, sign in or sign up is required. Sign on is there. Here also spelling mistake is there. Third one. Now page is not loaded complete window here. Half the screen is empty it is. Half the screen is empty it is. Right. So this is the fourth one. Right. And here, generally, when you go for the login section, we will find the username password submit button as well as you will find the forgot password component. Forgot password component. Now, That component also missing here. Forgot password component also missing it is. So total here, how many defects were identified? 5. 5 defects were identified. Right. Now, who is responsible to identify those defects? You are the responsible. Understand. Goal of test engineer is to identify defects in developed software. This is your goal. Goal of test engineer is to identify defects in developed software. Goal of test is to identify defects in developed software. When those are resolved, maybe those problems are rectified. When those are resolved, then software quality improves. When those are resolved, then software quality improves. Okay, but who has to solve it is, as a testing engineer, you are not responsible to solve the defects. Then who is responsible to solve the defects? Developers are the responsible to solve the defects. Now, in this space, we identify defects. So then what we have to do? We report to the developers. We report to the developers. Whenever you report defect to the developers, they do review on the defects. How many defects you reporting? 5. Out of 5, developers are accepted 4. You reported 5 to the developers. Out of 5, 4 only they accepted. So this one they accepted. Date they accepted. Date they accepted. Login functional they accepted. Page is not loaded. That one also they accepted. But they're not accept about the forgot password component. Why they are not accept means as per the requirements, it is a training application. So forgot password is not required. Okay, there's a reason they are not accepted it is. So now you reported 5. What is 5 here? 5 defects. Out of 5, how many they accepted? Only 4. This 4 way we are going to call bugs. Understand the difference. Whichever they accepted, those only we are going to call as bugs. That means so what is bug means here? Whichever defects developers accepted, whichever defects developers are accepted, those are called bugs. Whichever defects developers are accepted, those are called bugs. That means confirmed defects. Confirmed defects. Those only we call as bug cities. Sometimes you may not understand properly. Okay, so that you said that it is a defect, but that is not actual defect. It is okay. That is the bugs. Now, last one is failure. This is one of the important question through point of view. What is the difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure? They are going to ask it is. The failure means whenever defects are reached to the end user, whenever defects are reached to the end user or client, you given the application. Now client got the problems. Whenever defects are reached to the end user or client, then it is called failure software. Then it is called failure software. But only one functionality is not working. We should not say failure software. I will show one live application. Login salesforce.com is there. If I am not enter the username, I enter only password. If I click on the login, if I click on the login, when I click on the login, what is the expectation? Error message should be displayed. See that when I click on the login, no error message displayed for us. But it's not failure we are going to see. So one or two defects will not going to cause the system failure. More problems we are getting in software, then only it is called failure software. Okay, so more defects will cause the system failure. System is application failure we are going to call. Like this it is. Is it clear everyone? Any doubts here? Say yes or no in the chat box. No? Everyone, try to give the answer in the chat box yes or no. Is it clear? Difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. Okay. Sir, can we find bug in application without give to developer? Yes, we are going to find the defects. Then what you have to do? You must report to the developers. You must report to the developers, right? So that has to be resolved. Then only quality improves. Whenever quality improves, client satisfies. Whenever client satisfies, your company will get the good reputation in the market so that more orders we are going to get, more business your company is going to do. Right. Some more students.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Tell me, ma.
సరే ఇప్పుడు బగ్ అనేది మనం డెవలపర్స్కి ఇవ్వకుండా మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసిస్తామా సార్? మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసి డెవలపర్స్కి ఇస్తే వాళ్ళు ఒక 5 అయితే ఒక 4 బగ్స్ అనేవి తీసుకుంటారు. అప్పుడు బగ్ అంటే ఏంటా అనేది తెలుస్తదా సార్? అంటే బిఫోరే బగ్ అంటే ఏంటో తెలీదా అప్లికేషన్‌లో?
బగ్ అన్నా డిఫెక్ట్ అన్నా ఒకటే, కాకపోతే వాట్ ఎవర్ మనం ఏదైతే మనం టెస్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు వాట్ ఎవర్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ is not working properly, that we are going to call defect. Once reported to developers will do the review.
ఓకే.
ఓకే, వాళ్ళు రివ్యూ చేసినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తే దాన్ని వ్యాలిడ్ డిఫెక్ట్ అంటారు. అన్ని యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయలేరు.
ఓకే.
ఎందుకంటే సమ్ టైమ్స్ మనం సరిగా అర్థం చేసుకోలేదు అనుకోండి రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్, మన పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో అది డీవియేషన్ అవ్వచ్చు, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ యాక్చువల్ వ్యాలిడ్ డీవియేషన్.
ఓకే.
Okay,
ఓకే
which
సార్.
they review they are going to, if they accept it, then it is called bug. That means valid defect is nothing but a bug.
ఓకే.
Oh, right.
ఇది
Now,
డైరెక్ట్ డెవలపర్స్‌కే చెప్పాలా సార్? మాన్యువల్ టెస్టర్స్?
yeah, manual testers, once you identified, you have to intimate to the your lead.
ఓకే.
Okay, once you got the approved, then we have to go for the so
డెవలపర్స్.
developers.
ఓకే.
Okay.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Okay, right. Now, here's the difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. Next concept, some of the major activities in software company. Now see my here, what are the major activities? The very first one is coding. So what is the meaning of coding? Who is responsible for this coding? Coding nothing but writing the programs. Writing the programs using either programming or scripting languages in order to develop the software. Writing the programs using either programming or scripting languages in order to develop the software. Write in the programs using either programming or scripting languages in order to develop the software. So programming languages nothing but like Java, .NET, C Sharp. These are comes under programming languages. Whereas scripting languages means like a HTML, XML, parallel script, JavaScript. This comes under scripting languages. So who is the responsible? It is performed by developers,
Responsible for developers.
programmers. Okay. So it is performed by developers or programmers. Okay. Now that means now coming to our diagram here. Whatever business requirements are given by the client, as per those requirements, in software company, development team will write the programs in order to develop the software, which is called coding. Once the application is developed here, directly they are not going to deliver to the client. That will be given to the separate testing team. This testing team, what they are going, they test the developed software as per the our client requirements. That is called testing. We are going to call in simple testing means once application developed, once application developed, that will be given to separate testing team where testing in is validate application as per client specifications is called testing. Is called testing. Okay. Now, while testing, what is your objective? As I said earlier, to identify the defects. Now, at the time of testing, so what happens here when we are doing the testing here? There is a possibility. So testers can identify some defects. Identify some defects in where AUT application under test. You may identify the defects. But whenever to identify defects, what we have to do? We need to intimate to the developers. We have to intimate to the developers. So whenever we are going to notify about the defects to the developers, which we are going to call defect reporting, called defect reporting. Understand? You are not responsible to solve it is defect reporting. Nothing but here notifying about the defects to developers is called defect reporting. Notifying about the defects to developers is called defect reporting. Who is responsible? It is performed by test engineers. We are going to report to the developers. Defect reporting. Once you reported defects to developers will do the review on the defects and they have to know that why this defect is raised, where they did mistakes while writing the programs. They have to analyze the source code. Okay, this kind of thing where we are going to call debugging. We are going to call. What is it? Debugging means analyzing source code of the application, analyzing source code of the application in order to find root cause for a defect. Why this defect is raised? Okay, analyzing source code of the application in order to find root cause for a defect. Why this defect is raised? Suppose I written some content in my notepad. Lavanya, I will talk to you later. Just listen the class, okay?
Sure, sir.
So analyze source code of the application in order to find root cause for a defect. Means I have some content I written. In this notepad, whatever content I written, I want to take the print. If I go for the print, so output is not given by the printer. Then directly we are not going to call the service person for that. What we have to do, we need to check printer power is on or off, papers are there or not. In your laptop, printer drives are installed or not, printer is connected to your laptop or not. Such a things we have to check. Analysis. Why output didn't came from the printer? We have to analyze it is. That is called root cause analysis. Okay. Analyzing source code of the application in order to find root cause for a defect is called debugging. Is called debugging. It is performed by developers, not testers. After that, we have the bug fixing. What is it about bug fixing? Bug fixing nothing but modifying source code of the application. Why they have to modify the source code application? In order to solve the defects is called bug fixing, or bug resolving also we are going to call bug fixing or bug resolving. Who is the responsible? It is performed by developers. It is performed by developers. Right. See, what are the topics we covered so far? What is software testing? Advantage of software testing. Difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. Some of the major activities in software companies, such as coding, testing, defect reporting, debugging, and bug fixing. Those are the major activities. The next one, types of software testing. Types of software testing. Types of software testing. In present, so nowadays, every organization follows two kind of approaches in order to validate application. Okay. General organization follows two kind of approaches to validate, to test the validate the application. They are, one is comes under manual testing. One is comes under the manual testing. The second one comes under automation testing. One is manual testing, other one is automation testing. So first one which we have, manual testing. Try to understand what manual testing. how we can say that without using any automation tool, without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. See, without using any automation tool, no other software, without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. Is called manual testing. Now, let us see my diagrammatically here. Suppose in my Gmail application, I have the next button I want to test. Gmail application, next button I want to test. So as a test engineer, so directly you operate application, observe the behavior. Based on that, you provide the test status in terms of pass or fail. This is called manual testing. But whenever we go for the manual testing, one document we are going to prepare that is called test cases we are going to call. That is called test cases. Okay. For manual testing, we prepare test cases and those are used to validate application. For manual testing, we prepare test cases and those are used to validate the application. So what is the test case? Just see my here. So test case, TC means test case, describes validation procedure of a specific requirement in application. The test case describes validation procedure of a specific requirement in application. Test case describes validation procedure of a specific requirement in application. I will show simple example here. I want to write test case to verify next button in Gmail login page. How the test case looks like in the tabular format, we have to write this. Step number and step description, expected result, actual result, status. Generally, the other major components where we are going to maintain. First step, how I want to test. Click on next. Without entering email, without entering email. If you do like this, what is the expectation here? Error message should display. Step 2, enter invalid email, then click on next. Click on next. What is the expectation? Again, error message should display. Error message should display. Step 3, enter valid email, then click on next. What is the expectation here? It should ask for password. Like this, step by step, in plain English only, we are going to write. Step by step, we are going to write like this. Now I'm showing that manual testing, how we can do it is. Okay. What is the first step I given here? Click on next without enter email. I'm going to click on next. We got the error message. We got the error message. Now see that. So now you have to say here actual result, error message displayed. What is the status of the step? Faster, because you're expecting also error message. Application also responded such a way. Okay, both are matching, so it is passed. What is the second step? Enter invalid email, then click on next. Enter invalid email, then click on next. Something I entered like this. Invalid. Click on next. I got the error message. So again, I'm going to say here, error message displayed. It is also passed. Third one, enter the valid email. Something again. Click on next. Asking for password, right? I should say here, password field displayed password. Like this, we are going to manual testing without using any automation tool. Testing unit directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. Is called manual testing. Okay. So advantage is simple, easy to perform. But thing is, more time it's going to take. More time it's going to take. In order to overcome that, where we have the other approach called automation testing. The second one is called automation testing. What is an automation testing? In general, any task or activity, any task or activity performed with the help of tool or programs is called any task or activity performed with help of tool or programs is called automation. I'm not saying here what is automation testing. Any activity, if you do with help of the programs or tool, is called automation. Example, using calculator to perform arithmetic operations is called automation. Okay. Now, such a way, what is automation testing then? Automating human activities, automating human activities in order to validate application is called automation testing. Now, whatever I did here, activities to test the next button, that activities when I'm going to automate, that is comes under automation testing like this. What we do automation testing time as an automation test engineer, first we can use any one of the two like Selenium or Qtp. So we have to write some program here that is called automation tester script. Then you run the program. Your tool is going to operate your application. So based on that, your tool is going to provide the status whether your test is pass or fail. That is called automation testing. Let us see an example. Some application I created a small script here to test the login operation. Just I'm going to run it is. If I run, my tool is going to open the application, perform the login operation here. Tool is going to perform the operations. Like this. This is what the automation testing we are going to call. So here we are not going to anything, just we are going to run the program that is going to test the application it is. That will test the application it is. Okay, now what are the different possibilities are there to do the automation testing? Automation testing can be performed using programming languages like C# we can use, or scripting languages like Perl script we can use, or using any one of the third-party automation tool like Selenium we can use, or EFT tool which is called earlier Qtp, or Tosca test complete, or QA run. Like these different tools are available. We can use any one of the tool to test the application. But remember that whenever we go for the tools means, so we should have we need to develop some automation test script for automation testing. We need to develop the automation test script. Okay, like this. If I go for some program, we have to write it this. That detailed way will be explained to you how to develop the program sequence. Okay, like this. Okay, like this. So this is the topics. Software testing, advantages of software testing. Advantages of software testing, difference among their. So some of the major activities, types of software testing. Now, what type of skill set required to get a job as a test engineer now? What type of skill set required to get a job as a test engineer? So you should have the knowledge on manual testing concepts. You should have the knowledge on any one of the automation tool. So, and one defect reporting tool like a Jira. So manual testing concepts, automation testing to Selenium, defect reporting purpose Jira. These are the mandatory skill set. Apart that, if you have some programming knowledge, yeah, some programming knowledge, that will add advantage to you. Some okay, this type of skill set required for us. Okay. So that is the first chapter for us. An introduction to the software testing, which I explained course content. The first topic is covered. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the introduction to software. We discuss about the introduction to software. Okay. Is it clear, my everyone? So who are not yet registered, try to register yourself so that I'm going to share the notes. So okay. So that is a class for us. So any doubts are there in this portion? Let me know it is. Okay. Thank you. That is the class for us. So tomorrow continue the session. Okay.